Welcome to the 118th Congress. The committee will come to order for its first meeting of this Congress. A quorum is present. Without objection, the chair is authorized to declare a recess at any time. I'd like to thank all the returning members and all the new members of this committee. We have several items on the agenda today. First, introducing our new members of the committee on both sides of the aisle. Second, approve both the Republican and Democrat naming resolutions for subcommittees. Third, adopt the committee rules of procedure for the 118th Congress. And fourth, adopt our committee's authorization oversight plan for the 118th Congress. But first, the chair recognizes himself for 5 minutes for an opening statement. As I said earlier, I want to welcome both new and returning members alike. We know there are ideological differences between our sides of the aisle. We also know that passionate and spirited debate is a tradition of this committee and of the House as a whole. There have been times where we've agreed and worked together on major issues, and the committee's done very well at that, and that's very good. And there are also times when we've disagreed and voted accordingly. Well, disagreement is certainly a natural part of debate and current politics. But it is critical that when we do have policy disagreements, we do not allow them to lead to personal animosity. Our debates should be substantive, worthy of this institution, and the American people who sent us here to work on their behalf. Each of us represents a unique constituency with different opinions, goals, and priorities. Every member of this committee deserves respect and civility, and I expect we'll give each other just that. To that end, I want to level set what members can expect from me as chair. As chairman, I intend to enforce the rules and traditions of the House as well as those of this committee, and I'll do so fairly and impartially. At least that's my goal. House rules require that I maintain decorum in this committee. I take that responsibility seriously and will vigorously enforce those rules. It's my intention that when a quorum is present, we will start the proceedings. Now, turning to markups, it's my intention to modify the practice of rolling votes. Some of you may be happy with that. Some of you may grumble with that. Instead, when possible, we should vote once debate on a measure has concluded. My hope is this will yield more productive debate and be respectful of members' time. Now to the committee's agenda for this Congress. We know we have different views on many issues under our jurisdiction, but this committee has a long-standing record of bipartisan cooperation. I hope that will continue this Congress. To my Democratic colleagues, if there's an issue that interests you or a problem you want to address, let's talk. I can't promise agreement or a successful outcome, but I think we'll be better for the engagement. I can promise that my door will always be open, and where we can find common ground, I'm committed to finding a solution. Divided government can yield bipartisan legislative outcomes, and that's what I'll seek whenever we can. Advances in technology have benefited consumers, but they've also created gaps in our laws, especially when it comes to consumer financial data. We must modernize and strengthen our existing protections under Gramm-Leach-Bliley to ensure consumers control their data. Second, digital assets. Gary Gensler's regulation through enforcement isn't protecting consumers. Americans have lost billions of dollars in digital assets to bad actors on his watch. It's our job as legislators to provide clear rules of the road for this technology, and those clear rules of the road need to protect consumers while allowing innovation to thrive here in the United States. And I think we can achieve that balance. This is why I've created a subcommittee on digital assets, chaired by Congressman Hill. Finally, enhancing capital formation opportunities, just as we did a little over a decade ago with the Bipartisan Jobs Act under a Republican House, a Democrat Senate, and a Democratic president. It's my hope we can build on that success. Republicans will also return the committee's attention to responsible but rigorous oversight of the executive branch, as is our constitutional duty. After 2 years of House Democrats giving the Biden administration a pass, Republicans will ensure rogue Democrat regulators stay focused on their statutory mission and congressional intent rather than bowing to progressive activists both here and abroad. You can expect to see Chair Gensler and Director Chopra here often. Let me conclude with this. The next 2 years of policy will set the terms of debate for the next decade. Republicans are ready to deliver with solutions to foster innovation and create economic opportunities for all Americans. It is my hope that we can achieve those goals out of this committee in a bipartisan way.